Hey everyone, and welcome to another video by Devolutions. My name is Yen, and I'm here with Mark. Thanks, Mark, for coming in with today.
Well, thanks, Yen, for having me.
And he's one of our customer service test technicians. He's really an expert in all things concerning our products here at Devolutions. So I invited him in the studio today to give us a little bit of an overview of our main product, Remote Desktop Manager, as well as our other products, how they interact with it, how they work, and even give you some great features that I think you can take away and use for yourself as you're using our solutions. Now, you may not be familiar with Devolutions, and Devolutions is a company that's founded about helping small to medium businesses, especially the IT professional, the sysadmin, the IT admin, the guy, the lady who works all day long trying to manage dozens of remote connections, passwords, credentials, and systems. They have their plate full all the time. So Devolutions is there to really help them maintain their productivity without sacrificing on security, right? So we say controlling the IT chaos. The first solution we want to talk about is really our flagship software, the thing that started it all. Tell us a little bit about Remote Desktop Manager.
Well, Remote Desktop Manager, as you've outlined, is our flagship product in terms of remote access technologies and password management. So if we could make a comparison to one of the products that many of our customers come from, that has been used for many, many years, is Remote Desktop Connection Manager.
Yeah.
And as you might have heard, Microsoft has stopped providing that solution because of the security breaches that have been discovered, and the product is now considered vulnerable. So obviously, you know, for sysadmins and system integrators or network administrators, it's considered an unsecure solution.
Yeah.
So this is where ours come in. Remote Desktop Manager is designed to be, you know, just like Remote Desktop Connection Manager, but it's like it's on steroids.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's it really has, you know, everything you would need in terms of remote connection management, of password management. It's like having, you know, maybe KeePass. Some people use KeePass.
Sure.
It's like having KeePass built in as well. So it's like RDC Manager and KeePass combined all together with so much more, which we'll see in a moment. But, you know, the core features are all around managing all of that, centralizing information and sharing it with your people. So you can store everything in Remote Desktop Manager and decide what type of storage you want to use with our solution. So without further ado, let's jump into Remote Desktop Manager. And as you can see, Jan, our interface, we're using black theme.
I love it.
Some people have been requesting that for quite some time. So as we know, black is the new white today.
Sure. Yeah.
So we're using that, you know, across the board of our products. So, you know, one of the first points that we can look at here is our dashboard. So the dashboard is obviously where you'll be launching sessions. So if I open a session here within our solution, it's designed to be just like, you know, RDC Manager or even RDP itself, MSTSC, which is Windows built in. So it works, you know, really well. It's designed, you know, to be a remote access tool, just like any other within RDM. And then we have also another technology which is of interest, our ability to launch an RDP session through a gateway, a secure gateway, for example.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah.
Yeah, I can even use that as well within our solution. So we have a prompt here to register the fingerprint, for example, or carry on connecting. So if I register the fingerprint, I have the gateway that opens behind, and then I have a session that opens at the same time.
Very cool.
So it's really, really designed to be, you know, just like RDC Manager, but with additional features in it. One of the things we can leverage as well, if we go just dive in a bit more about RDP, you know, RDP is the most used technology.
Sure.
So if we dive in into the properties of an RDP session, for example, easily accessible through the tab as well, we have different options that you can set, just like in MSTSC, perhaps with a cleaner interface. It just really has, you know, all the trimmings you would need to launch these sessions and easily manage them. So under, for example, display, we've been using embedded. Embedded is the mode that we use to put these sessions within Remote Desktop Manager. But we could use, for example, external. External will call upon mstsc.exe directly. So if you want it full screen, for example, if you have a second monitor and you want to put it on a second monitor, or whatever, pleases you, whatever, makes your work easier, that's exactly what RDM is designed to be. It really has all the technologies, all the options you need to manage those.
So meanwhile, though, what's nice is it's flexible.
Yeah,
so we
it
tailor
is.
it to users' needs. So whatever,
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's really cool.
No, it's designed, to be tailor-made to your requirements, to your needs. You can customize it as much as you want. So one of the things as well is, we talk about all the remote access technologies that we can support.
Sure.
So to show you quickly as well, in the new entry menu, for example, we have an extensive array of these technologies. We support over 150 different technologies.
That's amazing,
and, directly from this interface, we have, obviously our RDP, SSH, Telnet, VNC, our own remote access management solution, Wake Client, that works with Wake Bastion, which we will jump in.
Cover a little bit later, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, good.
And also we have file browsers, file explorers, PowerShell as well, an inventory report where you can just load information, physical information and software information from a machine, a VM, or just a physical server. PowerShell as well, again, for automation here. You need to launch scripts to remote sessions. You can generate that. And then we have also other technologies, Beyond Trust, even as a PAM solution, that's frequently used. CyberArk as well is covered in Remote Desktop Manager. CyberArk today, is one of the technologies, one of the PAM providers that, so many customers use, and they've asked us for a very long time integrations with.
Sure.
And, today we have a direct integration with their PSM component, for example. One of the things, that our customers use a lot, and we use ourselves, in fact, is VPNs.
Okay, yeah.
And especially in the times we live in,
Sure.
VPN has become so critical in our line of work. So we have a few entries here. But obviously, if you need to use additional technologies, we have what we call, and allow me to pivot here, in the Tools tab, under Add-on Manager, we have on-demand technologies.
Okay, cool.
So we have, for example, sessions, other technologies that are not part of the list that you can create by default. But let's say, for example, AnyDesk, Bumguard, 2x Client, AMI Admin, things that people, they want to integrate with our solution.
Sure.
Well, they can integrate it from there. So in the list of VPNs, well, as you can see there, we really have a more extensive list of VPNs. The greatest hits that we see for the client. F5 as well comes back often. Juniper as well. OpenVPN is there. SonicWall, Sophos, and also, I can't forget it, Cisco AnyConnect.
Sure.
Cisco AnyConnect is like the flagship, I would say, VPN that's most commonly used that we've seen a lot. So again, Remote Desktop Manager really is designed to be an emphasis on all of these technologies to support your infrastructure when it comes to remote access, password management, really RDM, your Swiss Army knife, single pane of glass. Those are the words we like to use because that's exactly it.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It's almost like we may not make the little knife or make the little scissor, but we combine it into one tool.
That's
so
right.
It's really to consolidate, I would say, all of your solutions. Because how many tools do we use as IT admins and sysadmins every day?
We use a lot.
And it reduces our workflow too, right?
Exactly. Because we have to switch between all of them.
Absolutely.
Everything is decentralized. And with this solution, you can even replace products.
That's cool.
People that will use PuTTY, people that would use, for example, mRemote NG or any other technologies, they can easily replace those within our solution. So there is, no need to integrate existing products, but perhaps look at it as a replacement tool that really centralizes all protocols and all passwords instead of using Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, or even Post-its. All of that really is integrated in our true solution. Secure as well, that is important, that is critical, especially in these times. So all of that is covered with our solution, Remote Desktop Manager.
Now, my question that a lot of people have is, okay, so we have lots of entries. I see there's credential entries, there's remote connections, there's VPNs. Where is all this stuff stored? So is it in the cloud or is it on premises? Is it on your local? How do we handle data storage or the database storage? How does that work?
Well, that's a very good question. It's a question that comes back often. When people start with the Enterprise Edition of Remote Desktop Manager, the key focus really is team collaboration, really sharing information amongst ourselves and providing secure access for your people. So allowing them to see information, but also being able to restrict access to that.
Yeah.
So being able, obviously, to launch sessions without revealing the password is critical. So
that's really cool.
We speak in terms here of account brokering. So the essence of the Enterprise Edition of Remote Desktop Manager is exactly that. Being able to launch a session without revealing a password. If I go in the File menu here, Data Sources, if I add a new data source at the top and check our team type of database offerings,
Okay.
in the ones that we recommend, going forward with either, Microsoft SQL Azure, Microsoft SQL Server, or Devolution Server. Devolution Server being, our top of the line offering in terms of data storage, which we will also cover later on. These are the types that are really the best in terms of managing your entries and managing user access as well. Managing your users and everything else really just are the best. So if we stay in terms of minimal requirements,
okay.
So nothing complex, you just want something that's functional. You want to go in quickly. You don't want to spend time in configuring and going through the hoops and things that are complex. We could go with either Microsoft SQL Server on-prem.
Okay.
The Express Edition is supported, so you don't have to consider buying SQL licenses. It
Oh,
really just is, the Express Edition works fine for your requirements. If you have a small team, there is no need to consider that. The top of the line, the best of both worlds. For additional requirements, SQL Azure really is the best offering.
Okay.
It really has everything you need because obviously you have the advantage of the cloud. We know cloud today, it really is part of everything. Everything is going cloud, everything is going cloud hosted. So in terms of database storage, Microsoft SQL Azure really represents the best here. And the fact is, we can leverage Microsoft 365,
which is nice,
as an identity provider for Active Directory single sign-on. And
nice.
On top of that, we can leverage their MFA API.
Very cool.
So as you can see here, I could easily set up their MFA, so additional layer of security easily done here, and it's just really great. There is no other considerations here. Once that is set up, it's very easy. You create your entries, you put in your information. You don't even have to start from scratch even. If you want to use an existing product, for example, RDC Manager, you have a lot of servers, you have a lot of entries, or mRemote, any other products that you're coming from, you could easily store all of that without having to start from scratch. So our tool is really designed, to get you quickly into into your line of work. If you need to migrate from one product and centralize everything, it's designed so that you get in quickly and you don't spend time on restarting again. And
so it's nice. We can import a bunch of different configurations. And stuff
and to show you that.
Yeah.
If we go quickly here in File, Import again. We have here existing technologies that you can import from. So, for example, Dameware. We see a lot of people using Dameware and they want a replacement with our solution because, again, you can centralize everything. Mobile Xterm, RD Tabs, for example, Super Putty, mRemote, Royal TS even, Royal TS, Terminals, ConnectWise Control, and also RDC Manager. Or otherwise, you could also do an import computer wizard from your network, import from a generic CSV wizard as well. Those are the options you have to import session types.
Yeah.
And you have also logins. So if you pass from one password, key pass, for example, Dashlane,
credentials, all sorts of credential tools.
It is designed to be, password management capabilities. We have these questions that come back often, Can you, do you have a solution for password management? But at the same time, I need to do remote connection management. Well, all of that can be covered in Remote Desktop Manager. Really, it's again, we're going to use that word a lot, Swiss Army knife. It's really, really designed to be.
One thing that you highlight that I think is good is obviously sometimes we know that the configuration system you're already using, you can't replace it. You're not allowed to get rid of your LastPass or KeyPass or OnePassword, but you can use those credentials in Remote Desktop Manager to launch connections. But if you have the option, some customers have actually gotten rid of another solution because it's all included in this as well.
Exactly.
So we work both ways. Which is nice.
Exactly. We can integrate with these technologies. There's no need for you to, switch. It's not one or the other. If you want to use both at the same time, for, if you feel at ease with using both at the same time, you can certainly do so.
Sure.
So in the Add New Entry menu, again, we have a section for credential entries.
Cool.
So from there, we have OTPs, We have standard username and passwords. We have private keys as well. And the one I like a lot is a password list. So the password list is designed to be like the username and password. Instead of being a lot of entries, it's only one entry stored that will store all of your accounts. And then we have existing external third-party password managers like 1Password, Azure Key Vault, Centrify, CyberArk as well, our own password up solution as well, which we will also cover soon, Dashlane, Password Manager Pro, Matheso, Keeper, and so on.
So we play nice with a lot of different companies.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it. And it's thanks to our users, who push through these integrations.
That's great. Yeah. Very cool.
Now, one of the things that we can cover is what makes Remote Desktop Manager great, obviously. People will say, okay, well, I look at this and, we have a free edition of Remote Desktop Manager. So what makes it even more powerful? I know, we've talked about the team integration here and the team collaboration, but what makes it, a notch above all the other existing solutions? Well, let me show you one of the things that we've added about a year ago that has been requested for a very long time, and that is session recording.
Wow.
So session recording here is exactly the way it sounds. So the ability to record sessions within Remote Desktop Manager at 1 frame per second for RDP, SSH, VNC, web browser embedded within RDM, and new today, File Explorers, the File Explorer on Windows, we can record what is happening. So
neat.
Very easy to configure. Under session recording, for example, in the properties of an RDP session, I can easily set a destination custom. Network share can be used. Obviously, with permissions, we can restrict that. There is, no concerns in regards to people, with malintents modifying that. And the file name, well, my favorite, the template entry name plus date and time really has all the information you need to know exactly when that recording was made. So it's a very powerful tool available in Remote Desktop Manager, obviously great for auditing.
And not just necessary for malicious attempts from externally, but the idea of internal, like to protect yourself, to say this is what I did, and if I was working on a client's machine or whatsoever,
you want proof.
You want a proof that
you've worked as an MSP, for example. MSPs they provide work for their customers. They work on their machines. The customers, they want proof that they did the work. Well, you'll be able to show them that that's exactly what you did. So you're covering yourself on that front. One of the other things as well in terms of auditing, in the View tab, activity logs.
Oh, nice.
This is designed, we log everything, so we don't delete everything. There are cleanup tools that people can use to clean up logs or archive them, for example, but you don't have to worry. This, will record from the very beginning. Once you've set up your team database, you'll have everything you need. From there, you'll see what your people have done, what they viewed. If they view the password, you'll see it from there. As you can see, I viewed a session, opened the session as well. So all of that is logged. And you can also easily generate reports out of those in the administration tab in our ribbon. So reports, under here, logs and history, I can just generate activity logs. And from there, I can apply filters. So if you really want to know about a specific person, that person has done something very specific and you want to know about it, well, with our logging system, you'll see it from there. One of the other things that we have, obviously, RDM is designed to be also strong on automation. So in the Tools tab, we have our PowerShell module, and it's designed just as it sounds for automation. So we have a lot of scripts. We have a section on our form, even what we call our PowerShell repository, where you have years and years of knowledge that people have asked questions, and we've provided them, with steps to start with. So this PowerShell, for people that are, workaholics or people that are, really into automating things, they want to automate as much as possible, but they do a lot. So this is designed to help you, achieve even greater reach with our solution. So PowerShell module, we have as well in our Tools tab a password generator. So you need to generate passwords just like in KeePass or any other password management solution. The ability to generate passwords here and having strong policies where you can set these options directly from here. So all of these characters, and then I can easily generate a password from here. And as you can see, I can choose from a list. So that's one of the things that can be set.
Cool.
Also, a password analyzer. That's even more critical here. So another auditing tool to tell you exactly how your passwords, what is the state of your passwords, how things are going here. And one of the things we've also added is a show compromised password option. Have I been pawned?
Yes.
That's being used.
Very popular.
So if I enable this, you know, we've heard of so many breaches, like Equifax, Marriott, Capital One, you know, they have been unfortunately breached by malicious hackers. So this tool really is designed to tell you, okay, I have a few passwords that I'm using here that have been part of, you know, public breaches.
Yes.
So this is a tool to help you, you know, change these passwords. And if you need to reach a certain level of compliance, well, this is at your disposal.
Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the other things as well that has been requested for a very long time as well is a thumbnails feature.
Okay.
So for those that have been using RDC Manager, or perhaps other products that have something similar, thumbnails is designed to be a section where you can see your sessions in real time. Wow. So it's kind of a monitoring window. So you have all of your sessions open, you can see them from there, and you can quickly jump to them from within that tab. You can increase the size of the windows as well. Just double clicking, I get quickly to that interface within Remote Desktop Manager. You know, it's really, really great. There's a refresh option as well. Yeah. It's just extensive in terms of feature set. It's rich.
And there's a lot of features, and sometimes I know it can actually seem overwhelming, to be honest, because there's a lot of little features. But the reason why is we want this to be as customizable to your needs. So we know that every IT department, every IT person works differently.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that this works for you, not the other way around. We're not going to try to mold you into our system. We have a tool to help you really remain productive.
Yeah.
But the big thing was without sacrificing security.
Exactly.
Because how many times do we have solutions that, man, your productivity goes up, but then the second that you install or set up a system to improve security, productivity automatically goes down. So we want to make sure we maintain that both levels. So,
well, you mentioned something very interesting here, and that is there is indeed a learning curve to Remote Desktop Manager. But not to worry, we have options in Remote Desktop Manager to reduce the strain. And one of them was the fact that when creating new entries here, that's one of the things. A Tools Add-on Manager is designed, you know, if there are technologies you need to use, well, you can add them from there. But if you don't need them, well, you just keep them deactivated. So it will reduce the amount of entries you see in our Add New Entry menu. But there are also other options in the dashboard that you can disable. In File Options, you can easily customize Remote Desktop Manager from there and remove things that you don't need, or enable things that you need as well. If, for example, you have options on sessions that you want to use by default across the board, well, you can set it from there under File Options, Types, RDP. If I need to use, I don't know, I want to use the latest RDP engine. I want to Remote Desktop size to be set to automatic. If I need a display mode to be set to external, for example. All of that can be set directly from File Options. That's one of the things. RDP is one, but there's also other technologies as well that can be set from there. So not to worry, we have options to reduce eye strain.
All right, so let's talk about, I know the hot topic today, everybody's talking about security, okay? Cybersecurity, how are entries stored? Is there encryption techniques? You mentioned a little bit about account brokering, like how are the passwords injected? What does that mean? So talk a little bit about how security roles users, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so with Remote Desktop Manager, obviously it's designed to also provide, again, as we discussed earlier, account brokering. So being able to provide access to, you know, users that, you know, shouldn't see anything, but primarily, most important, not reveal the password.
Absolutely.
So we can achieve that with Remote Desktop Manager. And one of the things I can present first is in the administration tabs are user groups. So it goes with user-based user group access control here. So the groups are just containers of users. So one of our solutions that we use in this case is a Devolutions server. And with this solution, you can easily manage access with these groups.
Okay.
So for example, if I use Remote Desktop Manager with Devolutions server, I can use 80 groups.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's one of the things we can achieve. To show you specifically permissions here within Remote Desktop Manager, under a specific folder, for example, our RDM jump server here folder. If I go in the folder properties, and under permissions, we can see from here, this is where we will be granting access to our people.
Excellent.
So we have a concept of inheritance within the Remote Desktop Manager. So I can easily grant access quickly to multiple individuals through our user groups. And the user groups here, what is a key is that they're just containers of users. They're not designed to work with permissions. They're just designed for you to put in your users in, and then through these user groups, you will assign permissions, as we can see here. For example, I want to give permissions to these two here, these two user groups, and I want to give them, I don't know, let's say view, add, edit. They can't delete it. They can't view the password either, but they can connect to it. And that's exactly how granularly you can grant access to your people. There are additional options you can set here, but this is the essence of it. It just really is designed to be granular. And if I can make a comparison here, I like to say that it's similar to Windows NTFS. Okay. So it does work in the sense that, you apply permissions on a parent folder, and it works top on down. It really inherits to everything that's under it. So subfolders and even singular entries that are just, at the parent folder level. And if you need to break that inheritance, it's certainly possible. So if I look at one of our sessions here, I can just easily take, for example, this session right here, go into the properties, and then within the permissions tab, I can break that inheritance by selecting custom and then custom again. I just break that inheritance and say, okay, I want to grant specifically for the view permission different users. So on several individuals, they can see it, but perhaps others can't, and they can't do anything else. So I can really go apply that and break that inheritance chain, and then, work ourselves along the way.
So I see there's a lot of, once again, customizability to really fit the system to your needs. Exactly. So obviously we want to make sure that we work on the principle of least privileges. So when people come in, they don't have access to everything. So you can do that with this. You can fit them to a specific group or a role with role-based access control again, where we can put users into roles, and then they can have their task list of their things that they need to have access to, right?
Exactly.
So that's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's very powerful in terms of access control system. And what is key here is that it's really designed to be granular. So whatever it is you need to change, you really can do so with our solution. You can really go picky for entries you have in the list here.
So Remote Desktop Manager is really a power tool for users. And I think the Swiss Army knife analogy, or the single pane of glass, is really the best way we can put it.
Those are the best words, yes.
We really have we have other product offerings as well that integrate with Remote Desktop Manager, but sometimes people are not really too sure about what they do. Let's talk a little bit about our other product offerings and how they integrate and what they do.
Yeah, so one of the things that we're using today, even with this presentation, is the type of database that was the top of the line that I was referring to earlier. Is Devolution Server.
Okay.
So this is one of the other products that we offer, and Devolution Server with Remote Desktop Manager really is the best combination in terms of security, where you really enhance the functionality within Remote Desktop Manager. So you make the RDM product so much more powerful because, again, you can leverage AD group for access control, domain authentication, either local AD or Microsoft 365 accounts, just like SQL Azure. I can leverage the entire array of features with Microsoft 365 as an identity provider with Devolution Server, and it really enhances everything in Remote Desktop Manager. We use that ourselves, in fact, here with our own Devolution Server instance, and it works really well. I can log in and receive an MFA prompt with my Microsoft 365 account. It just works seamlessly. So perhaps quickly showing off the web interface of Devolution Server. So again, another product that uses the black team here.
Now you're using this. We're in a web interface right now.
Yes, it is.
But I did notice it's the same entries though, right?
Yeah,
obviously,
it is exactly the same entries. It's exactly the same thing. There are no differences. In terms of what you can use with the web interface versus the client application. There are entries that will not appear on the web interface, or functions that are not there at this time but might appear in the long run. The web architecture and the desktop architecture certainly is different So we have to take into consideration that there are some things that we can do. It's there for convenience. You can use as much the web interface you want, or if you want to use RDM, both of them can work well together, and it's there for your convenience. So Devolution Server, the primary component here with Remote Desktop Manager, really is about enhancing the security of Remote Desktop Manager. Our vaults here system is one of the things interesting. We can have multiple vaults as well. Yep. So in Remote Desktop Manager or with Devolution Server, I can have a concept of vaults where I have information stored between different vaults. That can work between departments or between customers. Whatever, whatever design you want to make, it really works well.
So like if you're an MSP, you could have all sorts of different customers and clients under as different vaults.
Exactly. And if you need to grant access to to customers to these vaults, or they need to see information, where you can easily restrict them access to only these vaults, and they couldn't see anything else.
Wow.
So that's one of the things also with our security system. We can extend not just entries but also accessing vaults as well. So it's very, very powerful. Devolution Server really is designed to, again, enhance Remote Desktop Manager in every way. We can add, email notifications, geo and IP restrictions as well can be added here. And we also have a PAM module where we can leverage things that are very interesting here. So briefly, on the web interface, our privilege access management section is designed, to be used as an enhancement to that. So we have here different types of accounts that we can leverage. We can leverage basically domain accounts, local SSH accounts, and SQL accounts.
Okay.
We can leverage that as a very powerful offering in terms of discovering these privileged accounts. And then afterwards, we can easily provide a solution to reset passwords on these accounts as well.
Neat.
So if I have a look at one of these accounts here, I can reset the password right now, or I can schedule a password reset.
So what's nice about Devolution Server with Remote Desktop Manager, you can maintain both like what we call the privilege session management module, which is the PSM, and the account management with the minimum features that are required, account discovery and so forth. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. It makes it really powerful in terms of an offering here. Devolution Server really is the best. If you want to have everything you need with Remote Desktop Manager in terms of database storage, but also security and access control, Devolution Server really is the best to be used with RDM. We have Devolution Server, RDM. Now we have other products as well. We also have another password management solution, which is called Devolutions Password Hub. So Password Hub is designed to be, an enterprise-grade cloud-based password management solution, similar to LastPass, 1Password, Dashlane, Keeper, and so on. All of these, enterprise-grade password managers. This is our own offering, and it can be easily integrated into Remote Desktop Manager as well. So you could use RDM and at the same time, manage your IT department for your needs, but also manage business users. So you could have vaults for IT, vaults for your business users. So that's one of the other offerings you can leverage within Remote Desktop Manager. If you have specific requirements and you feel that, Password Hub does exactly what you need, you can also do these two within Remote Desktop Manager. It's really great also as an offering.
That's really cool. Because one thing we always forget, because when we work in IT, we're used to using maybe more complex IT grade tools, things that really do a lot of things. But different departments that we work with that we're in charge of, like marketing or HR or sales or accounting, our Remote Desktop Manager might be overkill for them, honestly.
Exactly.
So they're using right now a password manager. Well, hopefully they're using a password manager.
Yes.
But what Hub for Business offers is a solution where you as an IT professional can still manage, do roles, granular access, do the tools you have, but then your HR department is safe because they're using passwords and credentials that have been stored in the cloud, easy to access, and you can enforce all your policies as well with that. So it's kind of a merge between both worlds, because we do kind of live in two worlds sometimes.
Yeah.
So that way you can kind of have the visibility of all the different departments, but yet you still have your tools. So that's why it's nice that we wanted an offering that integrates specifically with those. So you don't have to manage 14 different password managers. You can have one solution.
One unified solution for all of your accounts.
Cool. Yeah.
One of the other solutions that we have is remote access management. That's one of the things that this product does. Wake Bastion.
Okay.
This is our product that is designed to manage specifically remote access. So it's kind of like your own RDM, but specifically for one type of technology.
Okay.
And this solution can easily leverage also Active Directory user accounts for access control to these sessions. You can, have a licensing management system, white labeling as well.
Nice.
Easily deploy an agent component on the devices so you can connect to them. Unattended access, obviously, is offered with this solution. And what is critical here is that it's an on-prem solution. So
Very, very cool.
It's kind of like you're your own team viewer for yourself and for your customer. You become, the manager of these connections. You are the central point for managing your customers. All of these components combined make Wake Bastion, the best remote access management solution designed specifically for MSPs. So, we've seen customers with so many VPNs, so many technologies, and it becomes, cumbersome for them. So they can offer one unified alternative to their customer, which is Wake Bastion. So no more VPNs, only just one remote access technology. Wake Bastion will do exactly that.
So it's just an alternative because sometimes some of the other remote access tools, they just don't give us the leverage in RDM to be able to access certain things. So this gives you really the tools you need to do the functionalities that you want without relying on an external system.
Exactly.
So that's really cool. So we have Remote Desktop Manager, which is really the flagship software. We've got Devolutions Server, that is really the secure database connection. We call it a data source to connect to it, but as well as Password Hub for Business, Password Hub Business, which is the cloud-based password manager, and we're all familiar with those.
Yes.
As well as Wake, which is Wake Client, Wake Bastion, Wake Agent, that are all part of our Wake product line, right? For remote access technologies. That's really, really cool. Wow, Mark, I think we really covered a lot of different things today.
Yes, we've covered a lot.
We talked about a lot of products. So where can people find out basically information about mainly the things we talked about? Where's the best place for people to reach us?
Well, the best place to reach us on our website, if they go quickly on, if they arrive on devolutions.net support, resources, we have also additional things that are provided here. So on our website, we can see a product overview, spec sheets, customer stories as well. People will come back to me often. What company or what the market purchase Remote Desktop Manager. Well, we have customer stories here that people can see. That's one of the things they can look at. We have a few videos as well, and at the end of the page, also white papers and infographics. That's one.
Okay.
But our support section on our forum on our website really has everything you need. You have a live chat, call me, contact information as well. Additional information on all of our products, directly links to their community forum, tips and tricks as well. Or you could also just, go directly in contact with us. Ticket at devolutions.net to have, access directly to our experts in our support team.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much.
And there you have it. This is what Devolutions is all about. We're here to really help you maximize productivity without skimping on security, right? Controlling that IT chaos. So
exactly.
Make sure that if you have any more questions, reach out to those different areas that he mentioned as well. We have lots of YouTube videos as well. So people sometimes are very visual. They want to see how products work. We have a blog. We have a forum. All sorts of areas for you folks to get more information about what we do and why we do it. So thank you so much again for watching today. And this is just a great quick product overview we had. Thank you so much, Mark.
Thank you so much as well.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.